I actually don't usually record every step of the process since a lot of it is quite tedious and just not interesting to watch, but I recorded most of these shoes, so I'll explain the whole process from start to finish. First is making the 3D model itself. Not much more to say about that. After the model is done, I can make cuts to then UV map each piece, which allows me to move on to texturing. For the shoes, I made the base texture in Blender and then moved into Photoshop to add a glitter texture and create all of my different colours. In Photoshop, there's a couple of other texture maps to make. First is a specular map, which dictates what's going to be shiny, how much, how sharp or dull the shine is. The other is a bump map, which fakes height and depth without adding extra detail in the 3D model itself. I also need to make a shadow map, but I do this mainly in Blender and then just adjust it in Photoshop afterwards. Now that we're done with all the 2D elements, time to move back into Blender to do the weight painting, which is how it will move with the sim itself. Vertex painting is easy, but it tells the game how it interacts with sliders. And then there's a second UV map which we need to make, which controls the morphs when you scale the body, etc. At this point I'm able to test that everything works how it should in-game for both genders, and once I'm happy with it, generate all the thumbnails, then exit for the last stages. I need to make 3 different LODs, or level of detail meshes, which basically scales down how many polys each mesh has depending on how far you zoom out in-game. But now that's actually all of the steps done. This is also something a bit more complicated. Sometimes for simpler items, not all of these steps are needed. So the next simple thing that I do, I'll be sure to record the whole process and then I'll do another video like this one.